What is going on, guys? Eric Janicki, and I've got the legend, the myth. I know it's the wrong order. The man, the myth, the legend, Tyler Gray. He is going to be.
What is up, guys?
A star. He's already a star. I'll let you introduce yourself, Tyler.
My name is Tyler Lawrence Gray, and I'm an actor, but I'm also a gym rat. And this man right here knows how to put me through a workout, so that's what we're gonna do today.
Yeah, so Tyler is a really good family friend of mine. He's in the show Wolfpack on Paramount Plus. So if you have not checked it out, go and check that out. Already a star, gonna be a huge star. I'm gonna put him through chest, delts, and tricep. We're gonna go crazy push day. I usually don't put all three together in one workout, but for this guy, I wanna show him an insane workout. So we're gonna walk you guys through it, kind of the mindset behind each movement pattern, what we're looking to achieve. So without further ado, let's fucking get it.
Yo, Eric, what'd you eat for pre-workout this morning?
Pre-workout, usually I'll have some sort of carbohydrate for sure, packed with some protein. So today I did a bagel with a little bit of avocado and some chicken breast, but that was like after my breakfast. So I did cream of rice for breakfast, protein powdered fruit, and then egg white frittata. So I have that for breakfast every morning. Then I do a smaller, like 50 to 60 gram of carbohydrate meal right before the gym.
That's a lot of food. I had an apple this morning, so
all right, we're gonna start with cables, because I love cables. So you get to selectorize the vector of force, the directionality of the movement, and get a crazy peak contraction, because that cable is coming from out to in. So with a normal, let's say, dumbbell fly, you're stacking the joint here, dumbbells right through the floor due to gravity. With cables, since the cables are coming from out to in, you get a great peak contraction. It's a really good way to start the workout. So we're gonna really focus on that stretch, opening up the tissue, good peak contraction. We have a bench set up in front of the cables right here, so that we're gonna walk it around. We're gonna get good like 12 to 20 reps on these. Really good squeeze in the middle. So on the negative, I'll show you how it looks. We wanna control the fly itself. So instead of exploding out, you see I stretch it, I push consciously through the chest. So I'm not coming here and then throwing it. So you see how you can use that momentum and start pulling through the bicep. I'm here, breathe. Really pushing consciously through the chest. You also see I'm not squeezing the fuck out of the handles. A lot of times people grab it like this and really force it. Just like lightly grab, it will help you alleviate some of that tension out of that front delt. Because if you're squeezing out of the handle, you get a lot of tension in the forearms and also in those front delt and bicep. Always with this type of training is the impetus is always going to be going pretty close to those failure points. It's because these type of exercises, you're being very risk averse. You're not taking a ton of risk like a heavy bench press. Like think about doing a heavy bench press and doing partials at the end, no spot, you're gonna get crushed. So with this, very easy to do some like partial rep burnouts. Really push as much hypertrophy, hypoxicity as possible into the tissue, and also that stretch mediated hypertrophy at the back, that rep, really digging through that stretch position.
Hypertrophy, hypostrophe, hyperbole. That's how we get a big chest, baby.
Also, one thing, if you have a training partner like that, it's always a great thing to have that. Just don't have them stand around. If you get like 3 to 4 forced reps, it doesn't have to be every single set, but on certain exercises, if you get that extra 3 to 4 reps with like, let's say 30-40% assistance, your body's already at almost that failure point. Now you push an extra 3 to 4 reps. That hypertrophy you get in that extra 3 to 4 reps is probably 2 to 3 times greater than what you got in the first like 10 to 12 reps. So always utilize that like past failure modality within reason. You don't want to like tax the CNS so much every single set, but you know, if you got your training partner, that's a really good way to push beyond those failure points.
There it is. Yeah, ready? Not yet. I think after we hit incline, I'll have that, right? Isn't that how it works? I think I need a bra now, honestly.
You got some Milkies?
Yeah.
Full Milkies.
Milkies coming in, you know? Let's wait till the next exercise. It's gonna be looking like that.
One workout's all it takes.
That's the secret, guys. Like, it's just one workout. It's zoo culture. That's all.
One workout, zoo culture, and some trend. All right, so we got the bench all the way in an upright position now, so we moved it up about 30 degrees. We're gonna come through. This is gonna be a narrow grip press. So we're gonna press out, hands into a V. We're gonna come back, big stretch at the back of the rep. The advantage of these over, let's say, a dumbbell or a barbell, first of all, you get ergonomics in terms of the hand position, and then that vector of force is coming from out to in. So when we get to the middle of the rep, there's still plenty of tension in my chest. So big stretch. That vector of force is coming from out to in. Push and squeeze in the middle of the rep. So this is more of a pressing modality than the first exercise was a fly, really opening up the chest. This is more of a substantive pressing movement. Still trying to focus on all chest here, pushing, not exploding out. What is it like to be an actor in LA? Because I know so many people want to make it. They think it's just as easy as like showing up, doing a couple auditions, you're gonna end up on a big time show like you. But what has that process really been like for you moving from the East Coast? If you guys don't know, Tyler came from Boston area originally. Moved out here, what, 2 years, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, like 2.5.
So yeah, talk to people. What's that really like to like try to make that leap and make it as an actor in LA?
Yeah, so I think, you know, if you want to become an actor and obviously you want to work on projects and stuff like that, don't do it with anticipation that you're going to be like famous or that you're going to be like a star, because, you know, at first it was always this thought in the back of my head, and it would kind of get in the way sometimes with auditions and stuff like that, because I would overthink it and it almost wasn't enjoyable to me anymore. It started feeling more like a job, you know? But as I started studying the craft more and getting more into it and just appreciating it as like an art, I mean, it's just kind of like working out. Like, you don't come in here every day like stressed out, like I need to work out today because, you know, if I don't, I'm gonna be a failure. Like, you do it just because you like working on yourself and you like building yourself and sculpting yourself. You know, acting is the same thing. You like sculpting your craft and really developing it. And once you appreciate it as more of a passion over a job, that is when you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, so I'd say that literally applies to anything you guys want to do in your life, that it's a craft. Like, you're not gonna get to 1 million followers, you're not gonna get to $10 million. I can get whatever goal you have by showing up one time. You have to actually like get better, fail, learn. Like, Tyler, how many auditions did you go on that didn't end up working out for you? Hundreds. I've heard that number in the thousands. But that same person then becomes an A-list movie star, because it's just that repetition. You get more and more comfortable every time you go. Same thing with training. Come in the first time, you suck. Keep working out 5, 10, close to 15 years like me, and you start to pick up on these things, and it becomes way more enjoyable to come in here and do it, because you just have gotten so much better at it. So
the work is paid off, and then it continues to, you know, and then your goals get bigger and bigger, but you're able to reach them because you know what steps you have to do in the middle to, you know, reach it on time and on point and come in looking your best. Don't give up, and also don't expect everything right away. It's all about the journey. Eventually, once you get to the destination, you're gonna realize, damn, that in-between stuff was the most fun part.
All right, last movement with cables. We're gonna do some upper milkies. Up through here. Still on that straight 90 degree on the bench. Honestly, it's nice to do 3 different movements because my lazy ass had to get this bench all the way over here. So we're gonna do 3 different angles on this. So we did more of a mid-chest fly, then we did more of a mid to upper chest press, and now we're gonna do a upper chest fly. Really important with upper chest flies. I'll show you guys when we get over there. A lot of people turn it into a front delt raise. What you want to avoid is here over raising, and you're just gonna turn it into literally a front delt movement and more of a bicep movement. For the upper pack fly, you'll see how much contraction I maintain in my chest. See that? See how I'm not taking over with my front delt and rolling it over. So see the difference between here? See the difference between that? Now watch this. What most people do when they do an upper chest fly. See how it's no chest whatsoever. Now watch the difference. See how I roll it down. Palms should be mostly almost supinated the whole movement, and slightly hands into a V shape. That's good. So what I was doing there, some partial rep, failure reps. So instead of throwing it and doing that and using my front delt to get that full range of motion, what I did is kept that posture, the shoulders back, and hit partials to make sure I kept it in the chest and out of the delts. All right, do some tries now. I like to use a wide, instead of using a narrow, kind of the straight handle for cables. I like to use a wide, then you can kind of clear the upper body. I'll show you what I mean. Get a little more range of motion at the bottom of the rep. What you do is pull it off, maintain good leverage, push those elbows back, make a big stretch to the top of the rep, push all the way through and squeeze. So because I'm able to go a little wider, I'm able to keep the elbows comfortably outside the body and tucked back, keep the contractions. So most people do tricep extensions here. See how I lose contraction in my tricep? Drag it right up the body, keeping the tricep engaged, stretching the fascia. So as you guys know about watching me train, that stretch at the top is almost as important to me as a peak contraction at the bottom of the rep. So I'm really getting a good 2-second hold, 4 to 6-second eccentric, milking that stretch at the top, pushing through and squeezing. We're gonna hit 10 to 12 here, and then probably fire through some failure reps. So some past failure reps, so really get those hold reps for 10 to 12. And at the end, bang out with a little bit of momentum through the hips. So I'm not taking the momentum here, I'm hinging through the hips, so I keep the elbows back, keep that contraction in the tricep. I had a question for you between sets while I do my set.
All right.
I'll let you tell the camera. There's so many actors that don't talk about it, but we all know have done some cycles for movie. Like think about like, you know, Hugh Jackman, like Christian Bale gets freaking yoked. Who was the guy who played Bane?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy for both the fighting movie Warrior and then also for playing Bane, like went from like shriveled to fucking jacked. Do you think if somebody came to you and said, hey, I need you, you're gonna have the biggest role of your life, you have to be 220 pounds, Dice, I got this trainer that can work with you, he's gonna get you on some stuff, 3-4 months max, would you do it or no?
Like, are you saying just weight transformation or like cycle on top?
You're gonna have to cycle, you're gonna have to work with a top level coach who's
No, I'm gonna have to take the route of just staying natty.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like so they come to you in like the studio's like, dude, we want you to be the next Superman, next 5 movies, but we need you to like put on some size. We're gonna hook you up with this trainer. He's gonna like get you all figured out, and that's a part of it.
I would tell them like I personally like. Are you saying that
he's gonna come up, bro.
No. I wouldn't
Superman for 5 movies.
I wouldn't take steroids. I wouldn't. I genuinely believe that like I could get a good enough physique to look like that just through my training regimen. Like I know right now like I'm really lean, but I actually love to eat. And like a lot of people, like I feel like, you know, when they bulk, they're like, oh, like eating is like such a pain. And like I've bulked before and eating is no problem for me. Plus like my workout on top of that, like I feel like I could get pretty big for a role. And I feel like steroids just I wouldn't want to take the easy way out like that. I would want to know that like, look, not that it's just the easy way out for that type of scenario, because it's like, you know, a few months, like you're kind of just like blasting it to like get there super fast. But I think if I train for like 3 to 4 months, just natty, just like going crazy in the gym, I'd work out with this guy like all the time.
That better be the next part of that answer. Like I'm gonna hire Eric full time.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire Eric, you know, just go over his house for meals, and I feel like he could turn me into a machine with that. But I don't know, like as much as I love acting and I love roles like that, I don't know if I would ever do steroids, because also I have ADHD, and I know with like a cycle you need to be like very on top of it with everything. I feel like I would fuck that up so fast. Like I feel like I'd be like, shit, I haven't done it in like 2 days.
Tyler would like call his trainer and be like, hey, I was supposed to take 10 of these, and you're like, no, just one of those. He's like, oh fuck, I took 25. I think that natty, if we had, I'm gonna say 7 months. The reason I say that is because if I could get my hands on Tyler for 4 months and do a surplus, where he has to maybe put on a tiny bit of body fat, and then we have 3 months, really methodically cut him down. Maybe we get him up to like 12%, 14% body fat in a bulk, come back down to 10, 9. I think that also you have to remember, camera adds like 10 pounds, so he's gonna look freaking insane. I have no doubt in my mind Tyler could stay natural. He's got amazing genetics. You look at this kid now. Most people thought before I got any TRT, anything, that was so enhanced. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Eric's on steroids. I was on anything. So it's that misconception. Now you add 10 pounds on the camera, I could have him looking like Thor in probably, I'd say give me 8 months of like really meticulous diet, training, sleep, recovery. I mean, you have to really want to do it, but if you're getting pegged to be the next Superman, superhero, I think you would lock it in.
I would be so down for that. And like, you're right, it is all just about like science. Like I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, that's not achievable, just because like their mind can't comprehend like the science behind it, like the training, the calorie intake, the macros, like all that stuff is so like detailed. Like, I mean, you've explained all of it to me, and I mean, look at you, like there's no fat anywhere, but like all your muscles, you can tell you focus super hard on like every little group of everything. So I feel like if we had 8 months, I feel like you could get me like fucking huge, because like right now I'm in like a deficit.
All right, well, get that movie roll locked in, hire me on a retainer, and let's fucking go. All right, we got an overhead ISO. Phil was talking to somebody for my first like 10 reps, so now I'm like fucking 11 reps in the set explaining it. So we're gonna be doing, I like these kneeling because it's a complete isolation, so you're kind of more upright on these. Big stretch, see I push the elbows in, stretch that fascia. This is gonna hit really effectively that long head of the tricep because we're going behind the head, stretching it. That's how you're gonna get that long head of the tricep. Ooh, it's one of the only exercises that truly hits that long head, almost in isolation. Obviously, you're gonna get some medial towards the top of the rep, towards the contraction. That's why the stretch is so important on these. One more. Up. Oof, and then around safely. So if you don't have these like specialized handles, first of all, you can get them on Amazon for like 15 bucks. They're pretty cool attachment out for like back and for triceps. And again, excuse the lisp. I'm like 2 weeks into Invisalign and hopefully it makes my smile super pretty, but they're annoying. Everybody's like looking at them like, dude, your teeth are already pretty good, but it was actually more of a functional thing. So my back or my front bottom teeth were actually starting to press against my top teeth and it could cause a crack. So that's way worse than having to wear Invisalign for like 2 months. So I took the L. Short-term out. All right, we're gonna do some delts now. We're gonna lie back on this. We have the liberty of having this dual handle, which is super sick, but what we're gonna do is lie all the way back. We're gonna start with a Y raise variant. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna have a slight elbow bend, and we're gonna raise here. Good squeeze. So you see how it's not an upright row? We're not here. We'll get to that. We're here where it's a raise. So it's almost as if you had dumbbells and you were doing a Y motion, like the YMCA. So just above ear level, squeeze, slow on the eccentric. We're not gonna bend and unbend the elbows. See, I maintain that same angle with the elbows the whole rep, because a lot of times people will go straighten and then they'll bend it and you'll lose contraction in the delt. So we're here. Good squeeze, slow on the eccentric. See, I'm not exploding up, I'm pulling consciously through the delt. Moving from the East Coast, I know a lot of people like want to know what LA is all about, if it's actually as sick as people make it out to be. So tell the viewers what's your favorite part and your least favorite part since moving to LA, about LA.
Favorite part about LA, especially living in Boston, Massachusetts, a little quieter, a little more reserved. There's so much to do. Like there's so much going on 24/7. Like you'll never run out of things to do if you sort of have people to do it with and you know like good spots. Like you can go from like the beach to literally like snowboarding on a mountain to shopping to, you know, any of that. It really just depends on like what you're into. But if you're into like stuff that involves like the entertainment industry or the fitness industry or anything like that, you're gonna have a good time out here. But with that being said, not everyone has the greatest intentions out here. There are people out here that are just kind of, you know, like work their way up a little bit, and you gotta just know who you can trust, and don't trust everyone or else you're gonna get stabbed in the back. And that's the part that kind of sucks, and it does get overwhelming because I've had points where I'm like, am I gonna actually like have any real friends out here? But I've managed to meet some people, especially like Eric, like just people that you can trust, you know, like we just continue to like have a good relationship, you know, like Eric knows my family, I know his family, like we've had each other over for dinner, stuff like that. Like people who just have good intentions and just want to like help each other out, you know?
One of my favorite delt exercise is this ISO upright row, so we're gonna stay here. You can do this with ropes if you guys don't have the dual handles, or you can just put two handles on, two of the longer handles on a singular cable. So we're gonna do it here, so we're gonna lie back, we're gonna push the thumbs down, and we're gonna pull with the elbows high, really focusing on the delt. So pull, squeeze, slow on that eccentric. Come on, 3 more. Stretch the delt, come up a little bit.
That's 6. Come on, 2 more.
Big stretch that delt to the trap. Yep. And this is gonna get all the way from the front delt, medial delt, a little bit of rear delt, and even into the traps. Put the elbows a little bit high, turn the pinkies up. There you go. Feel the difference? Mm-hmm. We just crushed it. We finished it. Hit some tries, delts, and chest today. So Tyler absolutely murdered it on literally an apple worth of food today. So
Bad idea.
He's a legend. He's a Spartan warrior, dude. Doesn't even need food. Go follow Tyler. He's going to be in the caption below. Also go watch this show on Paramount Plus. Pay the whatever, $14 guys, it's worth it. It's a good show, man. Follow him, make sure to follow this channel. Hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, guys. We'll be putting so much more fun content, informational content, collabing with really interesting, cool people like this. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Without further ado, Tyler, got any closing thoughts on this workout?
Stay true to yourself, stick to your passions, and respect everybody. And get fucking jacked, dude. I mean, that's the goal at the end of the day.
I can't believe you almost left that out. All right, boys. I'll see you on the next one.